Before we begin, I want to note that this story is shared with the full consent of my client. Names and certain details have been changed to protect privacy and maintain confidentiality. Now let me tell you about Michael. He's 35 years old, and for his entire life, he thought he was just an ordinary man in an ordinary family. But the truth had been hidden from him for over 30 years. Every photograph, every holiday, every simple conversation carried secrets he didn't even know existed. Little things he brushed off as normal, an unexplained tension in his mother's voice, a sudden change of subject when relatives were mentioned, all pointed to something much deeper. He felt a quiet emptiness inside, a sense that a part of his life was missing, but he couldn't name it. Even achievements, friendships, and milestones felt incomplete, like he was living someone else's story. And then one day he decided to seek help. He walked into my office, carrying decades of unspoken questions and hidden pain, unaware that what he would uncover would reshape his entire understanding of family, identity, and belonging. Today you're going to hear the story of how Michael discovered the truth, a truth that had been kept from him, a truth that had quietly shaped every choice he had ever made, and how, finally, he began to reclaim his life. Sit back, pay attention, and ask yourself, what would you do if you discovered your entire life had been built on secrets? Michael always felt like something was off. Growing up, his mother was loving but secretive. Photos were scarce. Stories about relatives were always vague. Who am I really? He asked as a kid. You're a little bit of everyone, his mother answered quickly. He didn't know why that bothered him, but it did. That small answer planted a seed of doubt that stayed for years. At school, Michael noticed differences he couldn't explain. Family events felt strange, as if everyone else knew a script he wasn't supposed to see. He was polite, smart, obedient, but he carried a silent unease. By the time he was in his 20s, he realized he had learned to survive in a world of half-truths. He didn't complain. He didn't argue. He just adapted quietly. 35, Michael finally sought therapy. I feel like I've been living someone else's life, he told me. He started remembering things from his childhood. How family photos were always hidden. How his mother panicked when the topic of relatives came up. How his questions about the past were brushed off. He told me, I feel like I've been in a room with no windows all my life. As therapy progressed, he uncovered a startling truth. His father's side of the family had been searching for him all his life. His grandmother kept a folded envelope with his name, just the name, as a symbol of hope. His grandfather had asked before he died, if he ever finds us, tell him we waited. This shattered him. Not because he was angry at them, but because he realized he had been denied the right to know. Michael decided to reach out. The first phone call, terrifying. The second, terrifying again. The third. He pressed dial, and a woman's voice answered, soft and trembling. Do you know who you're looking for? Yes. I'm Michael, he said. She started to cry. Michael, we've been waiting for you for 30 years. This was the moment he understood something profound. There existed another version of his life, where he had roots, family love, and belonging, and it had been waiting for him all along. The meeting was set a week later. Michael feared anger, disappointment, or rejection, but what he found was recognition, not judgment. The house was full of old black and white photos, of a man with his eyes, his smile. His grandmother touched his hand. You've grown, but I would recognize you anywhere. For the first time, Michael felt unconditional belonging. With his mother it was different. There was no dramatic reconciliation. She said only, I knew this day would come. He didn't forgive or forget. He simply stopped carrying her secrets for her. Michael didn't make radical life changes. He didn't sever ties or act impulsively. He started living without lies. He allowed himself to feel anger, to set boundaries, to say no. And for the first time it felt right. His father's family didn't try to make up for 35 lost years. They simply existed in his life now, in the small, everyday ways. His grandmother called to check if he ate. His aunt sent old photos, not to pressure but to reconnect. And Michael said something he never could before. I know where I come from. With his mother, the truth remained complicated. But he no longer carried her burden. He said, I will not carry your secret anymore. and it felt liberating. He finally understood. Life is not about the lies others tell you. It's about claiming your own truth, even if it's painful. Michael's story is a reminder. Family secrets don't just disappear. They shape us until someone dares to face the truth. If you've ever felt like you were living someone else's life, you are not alone. Subscribe to the channel for more real confessions and psychological insights. Like the video if this story resonated with you and comment below, how would you have acted if you were Michael? Hit the bell to be the first to see our new stories. Remember, your life belongs to you, and the truth always matters.